Alden Ehrenreich. Oh my god, yuck. And Harrison Ford with the Scoundrel's Grin. Hey guys, welcome back to the Cantina. This is Steph, your friendly neighborhood barkeep. And today I'm going to be talking a little bit about the drop in sales for Star Wars comics and what might be precipitating it. And the fact that the Solo Cadet, Military Cadet series is absolute fucking garbage. Okay, sorry for dropping the F-bomb, but it is. So if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Hit that bell so you know when I upload more content. And please feel free to like away. We do likes here and share away. Hey guys, let's talk about comic book sales. This is Stephanie, your friendly neighborhood barkeep. Star Wars comic book sales, Marvel, and the slow decline of Star Wars comics. Wonder how it's doing with that. If anybody can get some novel sales figures, I'll do a video on that. So, Scott Rifen, who's got a podcast, I think, a very interesting guy I follow on Twitter, posted the April sales report for Star Wars Marvel Comics as opposed to last year's, and it's quite interesting. So let's talk about the numbers. So, the April numbers are in, and apparently SJW, Star Wars comics, Marvel comics continue to slide. Total units are up 50, total units, as in how many are made. I think that means 56,323. April 2018 did see only 8 books published. April 2019 saw 15. The Solo Cadet comic book, which is the comic that you saw on the lead into this video, and I'll talk a little bit about this when I'm done with the numbers, saw 15,433 per issue. The main Star Wars title comic saw a spike from 37,601 to 43,160, but it's down sharply from 59,335 YOY. I don't know what that means. The Dr. Aphra comic, which is supposed to be a fan favorite, I guess, hit a new low at 22,017. So the Age of series slides. Leia, one-shot top seller of Rebellion phase at 33,844. The Mark Waid Leia mini. Mark Waid is a dick, by the way. From 2015, averaged 123,090 per issue. No other Rebellion comic could pass the 30,000 mark. April 2019, you saw 21,538 issues. April 2019, minus reprints. These numbers are kind of confusing, so let me tell you. April 2018, so 33,343. April 2019, sold, or April, well, let's put it this way. The new Marvel Star Wars sales are down 11,728. The final Poe Dameron comic was canceled due to low sales at 21,370. But the Dr. Aphra, like I said, which is supposed to be a fan favorite, sold 22,017. So, that's it. So why are these books not selling? These books aren't selling because no one wants to read SJW comics. No one wants to be lectured to. I know for a fact there was a comic where they apparently Han, Leia, and Luke went to a play, which is, they're in the middle of a war, and somebody decides they're going to do a play about blowing up the Death Star, and so they invite the people who actually did it. Where's the Empire? This is ludicrous on steroids. So anyway, they go to this play, and Han complains that the guy playing him doesn't look anything like him, doesn't act anything like him. That was a direct fuck you to the fans like me and the fans like you out there who hate Alden Ehrenreich. He was poorly cast, and these assholes in the story group, these SJW beta male twats who, probably look at Harrison Ford and think, he got all the girls. Well, you're right, he got all the girls because he's gorgeous. You guys, just be lucky for what you get, okay? And stop blaming the badass boys out there for being the badass boys. Okay? So you're blaming us and attacking us and using our favorite character to rub our faces in Alden Ehrenreich. Fuck you. So then we got this this cover from the Han Solo Cadet series, and it's Ehrenreich. Here's the deal. I really want Mark Waid and the rest of these unrepentant douchebags, these soy boys who hide in their basements, writing comic books, and not writing good ones, but just basically, mean, nastily toned letters to people who don't like what they're doing, which is what these comic books are. I want you to listen very closely. You go look at the numbers for Soylo, A Soy War Story. It lost over $200 million. Some people think it lost $500 million. But it did lose a lot more than the $80 million you people want to sit and hold on to. I mean, you have to admit it did it. At least you're admitting it lost money. It was a movie we didn't want. It was a terrible script. And I'm going to say this. Lord and Miller were the last people that should have been allowed to direct a Star Wars movie. Any Star Wars movie. Maybe a streaming animated feature. I don't agree with the fact that they would have done a very good job with Han Solo. That's a character you really need to be careful with. And Kennedy and John Kasdan and his dad Larry Kasdan were not careful at all. I mean, the script sucked. Okay, let's be honest. The script sucked. Now, you go on Twitter and you see John Kasdan getting his ass kissed by people, I think probably just because he's a Hollywood scriptwriter. So I'm going to say I like the movie just so I can get a kudos from him. That's why they're doing it. I mean, and he knows it sucked. You can tell. Like I said, Han Solo is a very unique character you have to be careful of and careful with. You can't just throw shit at the wall to see if it sticks. It's not going to happen. The fans have a vision, and George Lucas wrote the character in a certain way. The script sucked. L337 sucked. Retconning Lando into a pervert sucked. Why would you do that? It's disrespectful to Billy D. Williams and the character. Disrespectful to George Lucas too. And it doesn't fit with the character we met in Empire at all. Did anybody think of that? Or did it go drift in and out of your minds like snow? Can someone explain this to me? Virtue signaling Panda Lando. Okay. And then we'll get to the casting of Alden Ehrenreich. Again, like I said, casting Han Solo is not something for the faint of heart. You just don't throw someone up there like spaghetti to see if he's al dente, if you know what I mean. You've got to be careful with it. The fans notice. You have to understand, regardless of what Pablo Hidalgo and the douchebaggy Mark Wades of the world think, there's a specific type. And there aren't a whole lot of guys in Hollywood that can play him anymore. Because guys like Harrison Ford, the big, rugged, gorgeous alpha male, tall, lanky, lean, that type are no longer wanted because Hollywood has gone to the betas. And it started back in the late 80s. It started with, the rise of Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt's a good actor, but he's not my type. You'd never see Brad Pitt play the man with no name. Now, he did a pretty good job with Jesse James, but still, you'd never see him play a part that Steve McQueen played. Okay? You never see him play Han Solo. He's just not... There's something about that character, okay? And, I call it the douche factor. You can't put a douchebag in that role. Okay? You can't. You just can't. Now, Alden Ehrenreich might be a nice guy. He might be a decent TV actor. He might be a decent streaming service actor. But he's not big league. He's not feature film. Okay? First off, I'm going to ask you a question. I've asked this before when addressing the subject, but I ask it again. And I want people to comment. When George Lucas was casting Han Solo, and he had Burt Reynolds, Kurt Russell, he'd actually offered the role to Al Pacino, which is like, that's like way out in left field. But hey, he was popular at the time. You had Christopher Walken and several others try out for the role of Han Solo. And this guy named Harrison Ford, who had done TV, had done I think The Conversation had come out before that, and a couple other movies, Journey to Shiloh with James Caan. He'd done Gunsmoke. I was actually a roadie for the Doors. There's a video, and it's like, that's him. That's Harry. Was reading the part to the other actors trying out for Luke and Leia and everybody else. And he got it. And the reason why is, and I love this quote, this is one of my favorite quotes about Han Solo and the kind of guy you want to play that role. Sullen, essential hostility. That's directly from George Lucas, the maker. In no way does Alden Ehrenreich, as he is, have that description about him. He is too short. He's too plain. Actually, I think he's ugly. The whole persona is douchey. Okay? He's douchey. There's nothing douchey about the character of Han Solo at all. Okay? Now, that character, as Harrison Ford played him, might intimidate Pablo Hidalgo, might intimidate Mark Waid, might intimidate the comic book writer who put it all together, because, he's just too alpha and he's intimidating, and, we want all this representation from everything else. That might be intimidating, a guy like Harrison Ford as Han Solo. Insouciant, cynical, brave, courageous, very talented pilot, very good at getting shit done. What they've reduced him to in these comics, from what I could tell, is very good at not getting shit done. Because basically it's a projection of what they think of themselves as men are. All right? That's what I get from that. Okay? So, Alden Ehrenreich being shoved in our faces when you know damn well after losing between $500 million and $200 million on Solo, he will never, ever, ever be in another Star Wars movie. And if they do that, they're just begging for more piss-offedness by the fans. They can sit there and complain all they want about how it was open too close to The Last Jedi. I mean, which is admitting that there's a backlash, which I don't want to admit to. But every Star Wars movie until Disney bought the franchise opened around Memorial Day, and they kicked ass. They kicked ass. So that complaint is bullshit. Cast somebody who fits the profile. Tall, lanky, resonates with the fans in the way that Harrison Ford did and echoes that look. There's a picture, I'm going to put it on this video, of Ford. It's from A New Hope, but it's the scoundrel's grin. Every time I see Ehrenreich smiling, I just want to say, I said no foam on my latte. I don't get the scoundrel's grin. I don't get that. You know, when women first saw Harrison Ford as Han Solo, we quaked in our boots. When we see Alden Ehrenreich as Han Solo, we all throw up. I mean, hey, but he's a great advert for birth control. I mean, there you go, guys. You know, speaking of abortion, you know, you wouldn't need one if he was the spokesperson for birth control, because all the women would be going, good. And that's a fact. He just don't got it. And Pablo Hidalgo and the rest of these beta male soy boy chumps at Lucasfilm can hate us and bitch at us about it, but the only reason why they like him is the fact that he diminishes the character. All right, and that's the only reason why they like him. Think about it. All right, this is Steph talking about comic book sales, talking about getting bullshit shoved in our faces by failing comic book writers. You know, Disney's gonna have to do something about this, because Lucasfilm as a whole is losing money. Now, I'm going to challenge my readers, or my viewers, my subscribers. If you can get me novel sales, I want to talk about that too, because I bet you they're down as well. All right. Nobody likes the Diz canon. The only ones who do are the people who want the perks and, you know, to get the red carpet passes and screening passes, and that's it. All right. The rest of us are like, that's not Star Wars. So this is Steph signing out. See you around the galaxy. See you around the cantina. Please remember to tip the Wookiee bartenders 20%. No fights in the cantina. Gunfights, you take this shit out in the street, boys. No droids, no bounty hunters. I'll see you around the galaxy. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Please again, subscribe, hit that bell for more content, and remember to share away here. We share away here for love of Star Wars. Hit those like buttons, and remember, I'll see you around the galaxy, scoundrels.